Hello guys, my name is Evans and welcome to these tutorials. In the past videos I have been working on the IGCSE ICT Information and Communication Technology exam questions. We have been looking at the October-November 2015 exam. I've done already the paper 3 exam, and in the last video I did start looking at the paper 2 exam, and we did a section on document production in the last video. In this video I'm gonna focus on data manipulation, and the video that follows later on after this one I'll do a section on presentation. Okay, so in the last video I did create a folder that I was going to be working with all the files that I needed actually being in this folder for this exam series, rather for this exam paper. So these are the files that we worked with in on the document production section. So we're gonna need the evidence document. um, we're gonna need the evidence document for the section also, that requires us to paste some screenshots here and there. Okay, so let me go back to my question paper. So you are going to prepare some reports for the company. Step 32: using a suitable database package, import the file projects.csv. Use the following field names and data types. Field name, this is the field name you have, and the corresponding data type this side. Make sure that you use these field names. All currency values are to be displayed in euros with 2 decimal places. Now this is even underlined, which means it's very vital. Don't neglect this part. Okay, so I'm gonna use my suitable database package as access, and yeah, right. So I'm gonna start a blank database. Doesn't matter what name it's given. We've not been told to give it a specific name. I don't need this table for the first instance. I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna go external data and text file, browse to the location where the files are saved on my desktop, work area, and select projects. Click on open and say okay. Okay, so the next thing here is to go next, and first row contains the field names, so the code, client, location, country, process, capacity, and so on and so forth. So the first row is the first one, which is just so unique, so it contains the field names. I'll check that. Go to advanced and then change the data types that are given there. So we have from code, client, all the way to capacity. The data type is text, so let's go back here. Code to capacity, so short text, and capacity is the only one which is long integer, supposed to be short text as well. Then we go back. Cost is currency or numeric. Year is integer. um, Completed is boolean. So this one is currency, and this one is integer, and the last one is yes or no, which is logic or logical data type, or boolean if you want. Okay, so I'm gonna click on okay. The next one, the next, now this is very important, this section. You notice that access automatically has added an extra field which was not supposed to be there, or which was not there in the original CSV file, but Access has added this extra ID. Now in the exam, if this field is required, they will ask you to create an extra field that will act as a key field or primary key for individual records. Now in our case, we have not been told to put this ID field. So the best thing that you can do when the exam doesn't explicitly state that you should use an ID field, then don't include this field. So say no primary key, or if you want, you can say choose my own primary key, and then you can indicate which one has been asked for you to be a primary key. So in this case, just by looking, you can tell that code is unique for every single record, so it can be a primary key. But again, if you've not been asked, you can still go ahead and say no primary key. You'll still be able to have the table just as the way it's supposed to be. So I would say choose my own primary key, and I'll select this code to be my primary key, and I'll say next. And then my table name, I'll give it as projects table. Okay, and I'll click on finish and close. So I have my projects table here. Okay, now just by looking at this table, you'll notice that I've got some fields which are blank there. I see also um, I've got some data completed, which is -1 values. I see -1 and zeros throughout. And my data, there's some hashtags, some $sign when it's supposed to be in euro. And you see that the formatting is not so good. So what we're going to work on is actually what this part does. Says, okay, all currency must be displayed in euros, and then we should have data that says yes or no, or checkbox. Okay, so we go back there and go to home, and then view, then design view. So I'm going to change completed to be yes or no, and the format, I'll say it's supposed to be yes or no. And then the one that for currency, I'm going to make it number of decimal places. They said it's supposed to be 2. And then the format is supposed to be currency but euro. Okay, let me verify before I go to the next stage. Okay, yep, so displayed in euros with 2 decimal places. Okay, so take place step 33 says place a screenshot showing the field names and data types used in your evidence document. So I'm gonna get a screenshot of this window and go to my folder and open my evidence document. And this is step 34 if I'm not mistaken. Let me just verify. Step 33. Step 33. Now paste my evidence document there. You can crop it just to make sure that this size is visible. Okay, as it is, it may not be visible, but you can go ahead and crop it just to make sure that it is visible when it is printed. I'll leave it just as it is, just to save time. So next thing, step 34 says add the following 3 records to your database. Okay, so these are the records. I'm gonna put that and save it. And then at the bottom, at the last part here, I'm gonna add the records that are there. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna pause the video and come back when I add these records. But what I wanted to say is that you in Excel, you are supposed to rather in Access, you're supposed to add this information or these records record by record and not column by column. Okay, some students will prefer writing SKA 122, then SKA 123, SKA 124, then ECJHD and HVP, then Hamburg, and so on and so forth. And you will get errors if you try to do that in Access. First of all, work with a record, complete one record, reach to the end, then go to the next record, and so on and so forth. So that's the criteria I'm going to use when I come to add up the records there. So I'm going to pause this video just for the sake of keeping up time. Alright guys, welcome back. I've just finished adding the records that we are asked to add in the exam paper. So I did put up the 3 records beginning with SKA 122 all the way to SKA 124. So you just need to verify that these are actually the fields that I mean the data that you have. You need to verify that it is actually correct. Okay, so let me just put German as capital and just verify that everything else is actually as it is. The spelling is okay, and the figures are also okay. Just in case you run into a calculation, you need to have the figures correct, otherwise you're going to have an overall calculation which is going to be wrong. Okay, so let's go back to the question paper. So we're to check the data entries for error. So we have done that. I've just corrected German also. We need to save the data. Okay, step 36. Right, so Now, what needs to happen? Step 37, we're supposed to produce a report which shows only the records where completed is no, okay, and also shows all the fields with their labels in in full, fits on a single page wide, has a page orientation of landscape, sorts the data in ascending order of country, counts the number of projects in the report, has the label current projects for this calculation, and so on and so forth. Okay, in my view, it is relatively easy if you can split this report that you're going to produce into one side being a query and the other side being a report. So you can identify which of these can actually be done through a query, and then once the query is done, you produce a report based on that query. Okay, so this is how I feel this part can be tackled very well. Okay, so I'm going to go with this approach. I'm going to produce a query which is going to be based on some of the things here, and then I'll work on the query, modify it, and based on that query build a report or create a report um, um, which is going to answer these parts of the question. Okay, so I'll go back here, and I need to produce a query that shows only the values that are no in the first place. Now, just for the sake of keeping up with time, um, I did print out my question paper as well, um, so that I don't have to switch in between windows too much, um, especially for this section. Otherwise, I'll be switching through into too much. So I hope you have your printed paper as well, or your paper on the side. So we're gonna start with this one. Shows only the records where complete is no. Now the other section, I mean the other part that you have to take note is how many fields you're gonna need for this query, and what will be the order of these fields. Okay, that's very important as well. So I need to be able to do that. Okay, so we need to sort this in ascending order of country, and okay, there's nothing else more. Okay, this part says that we need to show all the fields with their labels in full. Okay, so which means all the fields must be selected with their labels in full. Right, so I'm gonna go back here and go to create, and then I'll create I'll select query wizard, and then select simple query, and I'm gonna call this query as let me just call it um, I don't know what name I can give it. Okay, let me just say underscore step, and then pick up the step that asked me, step 37. Okay, right, and then I need to select okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, let me just call it as that. I need to select the fields that I need. Sorry, in this one we're told that we need all the fields. Okay, so I'm just gonna click there and select all the fields. They should be there. Okay, the order really you are going to be given the order in the exam if need be, but um, in this case we need just all the fields, so the order in this one I don't think really matters unless they tell you that in this order. They'll give you the list of the fields that you need in a particular order. So would you like details or summary query? So I need details of that, and then the query name is going to be this, and then I'm going to modify the query design and click on finish. So this is my query. Now we are told that it should show only no. Completed is no, so I'm gonna go on completed and type under criteria. Okay, criteria is here. Just under criteria I'm gonna type no, not now, no. Okay, just that. um okay, just no. And next, show that um, show all the fields with their labels in full. Okay, this one is going to be done in the report. Single page wide. Okay, it's also going to be done in the report. Page orientation landscape also in the report. Sorts the data in order of a country. I think this one can be done here. Let's put sorting ascending. Next, counts the number of projects in the report. This one can be done in the report. Has label current project for this calculation. This was can be done in the report. Includes ongoing, whatever. So all these other aspects can be done in the report. So you notice that the only thing that I've done with the query is actually to create a query that is based on all these fields, and then I select the criteria that should be shown of all projects only that that are no, and then they are sorted in ascending order of their country. So I can view this query, and you will see that I've filtered all this information, and beginning with in ascending order of country, from France to Spain as the last entry, and then completed is always a no. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this this query. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do now is to create a report that is going to be based on some of these options that we did skip as we were creating the query. So I'm going to go on create, but this time around, instead of going to query wizard, I'm going to go to report wizard. Okay, so let's just save this. Okay, now my report is based on the query that was created, so I'm going to select the query there, whichever name you gave the query there, and let me just verify there is no order of the fields, so I'm just gonna select all of the fields there and then go to next, and then here there's nothing to change. I'm gonna go next, and then here you can sort records up to 4 fields either in ascending or descending order. I can sort I don't know if I've already sorted country, but I'll verify later on. And then it is supposed to be, the orientation is supposed to be landscape. I believe we did say it was supposed to be landscape. Leave it as tabular here and adjust the fields width so that all fields fit on one page. This is very important as well. If you uncheck this, you'll find that some of your pages will overrun into second or third pages. So just leave this checked, and let's go to next. And then what title do you want for your report? And this is given also in the question. The title of the report should be ongoing projects. So I'm going to copy this, okay, and just paste it for my title of projects as ongoing projects. Just Control V on my keyboard and modify the report design and click on finish. So you see that the report header is going to be ongoing projects as was indicated there, and these are the different fields. So you can have just a field by just going to view and then report view, and then you get just a view of how this report would actually appear. It is in landscape, and you notice automatically that there are hashtags here under calls, and some fields names that are not so visible. Now this is very important to note, in the sense that hashtags represent that the field sizes are small, so you need to enlarge or stretch the field sizes, their width, so that the data can be displayed fully. So you notice there's also some space here, too much space. The space here is fairly okay, even here is fairly okay, and the space they're just too compressed here. The information is just too cluttered. So I'm gonna just go back to design view and just shrink some of these. So just select both of these and then shrink them like this, okay, just to create some space. Let me just view it. Okay, so shrink them, and I'll go back to design and shrink it just a little bit further, just up to there, hoping the countries will be displayed. Okay, they're still displayed, and I'm gonna drag the rest of these, select them. Let me just close this in the meantime. Select these, select that, and select that, and just drag them this side. What I'm doing is just creating some space. Okay, so next, resize the code as well. I don't need the bigger space, so just verify that it is okay. So you see, notice how country and code, they are now close. So I'm just trying to create space so that this side I can enlarge these um, fields. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this as well, just this side, and this, I think this one is fine. I'm just gonna drag the other one as well. So I'm just gonna drag this one here and drag this one there as well. So let's verify which other field can be shrunk or expanded. um, this one moved. Okay, all right, so one more field to actually move. Then okay, so just move this one, and then move this one and enlarge it a little bit. This one, that's where the hashtags begin. So let's just report. Okay, so you notice some values have been displayed, but we still have some hashtags. So those are large figures. So let me go back to design and just stretch it a little bit further, just there, and check if okay. So you see that all the values are actually displayed under const. So I need also to display the values on these remaining fields. Okay, so let me go to view, go back to design, and have this select this, just drag it there and enlarge it, and then select this, drag it there, just to enlarge it as well. Completed. So the year, I'm just going to reduce it so that complete, at least it's more visible. um, okay, just about that. So let's try to see if all the values are now visible. So as you can see, all the values are actually visible. Okay, all the column headings are visible, very important. And this is what we have. Okay, so I'll go back to design view, and I'm trying to look at how much time I've used in this video. I don't want it to be very long. Okay, that's 22 minutes. Okay, I'm trying to keep it just under 40 minutes or so. All right, so let me just try to work very fast on this one. The next step, we're supposed to show that all the fields names, rather show all fields with their labels in full. This is done. Fits on a single page wide, that was done. It's landscape orientation, this is also done. We sort all data in order of country, so let's just view if it's in order of country. View report, and you'll see that it is in the order of country: France, German, all the way to Spain. Okay, go back to design, and counts the number of projects in the report. Okay, has the label current projects for this calculation. Okay, so in other words, so we're going to create unbound data entry. This is going to be the label, and then the count is going to be actually um, um, the calculation part of the unbound data entry. Okay, the next thing we've done, we've included the title, and then we just need to put our candidate name, center number, and candidate number below the report. So maybe I can do this. So on report footer, I'm gonna insert just a blank there and put Chikasa. Let's just say Chikasa Evans. That's my name. Should be spelled nicely. Why am I typing like this today? Okay, so ZM556 and 0001 as my candidate number. Then next, I just need now to put this. The rest of this work here, guys, you notice that we've done that. We did some of it as we were doing the query. The only thing that we just remain with is these two. Okay, so I'm gonna put up um, so just under the report footer, I'm gonna put up this bound data. Okay, and I'm gonna go right click property, and under data source I'm gonna put function count. Okay, now what are we counting? We are counting the number of records, okay, because we've been told that we need to count the number of projects in the report. In other words, how many records have been displayed. So you can count using any field there. So I'll choose to count with the code field. Okay, I don't know if I did right what was there. It's supposed to be equal to count. Okay, and then brackets, and then square bracket, then code, square bracket, and close bracket. Okay, and then for the text, I'll need to put let me put the code capital just in case it's case sensitive. On the text, the caption that needs to be there is actually this text here. It's supposed to be current project, so I'm just gonna copy this one and come here and under caption paste that, okay, as the text, and then I'm gonna resize this one. Next I'm gonna view it. Okay, so you notice that my report is done. My name is there, left aligned, and current projects, and then the count is 10. In other words, there are 10 entries or 10 records that have been counted. So you can use any field to count as long as you're counting the entries there. So this one says place screenshot in your evidence document showing how you made the calculation to count the current projects. Okay, so once you just go back here, the evidence that they want is actually this one. So let me just yeah, get this evidence and then paste it in my evidence document. This under step 38. So I'll say step 38, and my evidence is that one. Okay, so you can crop this nicely so that this part is visible. Okay, because that's the part that they are interested in. Okay, so save and print this report. Right, so I'm gonna click on save and go to file and print. I'll select my printer. Okay, my printer is ready. I don't need to change anything, just click on print. Okay, now what I want to do now is next section, step 40, create a new report from all the data which contains, and this is the information that it contains: the new field called commission, which is calculated runtime. This field will calculate the cost multiplied by 20%, has the commission field set as currency, and so on and so forth. Now I must say here, guys, also that the same procedure that we used for the other report, we can use also for this other report. Okay, so we need to identify which part or which sections can be dealt with by a query, and which other section cannot be can be dealt just by looking at just by the report section itself. Okay, so for example, the query can actually deal with this part. Okay, calculating a new field which is calculated at runtime. We can do this in a query, and then this also I think can be done in a query. This has to be done in the report. This completed years and years later than that, this can be done in a query. This can also be done in a query, and shows field code. This is done in a query. Calculates total value commission placed on this, done in the report, and has this total value formatted as currency. This can be done in a query. Includes a label to the left and calculate. This can be done in the report, and this one also in the report, and this one in the report. So once you identify which ones are going to be in the report and which one's going to be in the query, that becomes relatively easy. So I'm going to go back to create, and then create a query wizard, and then simple query wizard, and then I'm going to create now notice that there is an order that we have code, client, country, process, year completed, and commission in this order. So I'm gonna go back to my printed paper just to get the order so that I don't waste so much time. Okay, so the order of that. So let's come back here. So order, first one is code. So I'm gonna put code there, and next one is client, then country. You can also double click there and it can work out just fine. Then process and year and completed, and then commission. Now commission is the calculated field, so um, it cannot be found here. You need to put it up there when you do a calculation. So leave it at, on details, and then modify the query. And what name, what title do you want for your query? Doesn't matter. I'll just say, yeah, query step 40, just to differentiate it from the other um, query that was existing. So step 40, and modify the query and click on finish. Okay, so this is the query that you have. Now the first part of the question asked us to create a new field called commission, okay, which is going to be calculated at runtime. Okay, and this field will be calculated based on the cost multiplied by 20%. So I'm going to go back here and create a new field. I'll call it commission, put full colon there, and then I'll put square brackets, say costs multiply by 20 divided by 100, which is just sort of 100%. Okay, so you can go ahead and view, and you will see that commission, the field is put there, and it has got these values based on the cost multiplied by 20% of the cost. But you notice that these values are not formatted in currency, so we go back to design view and go to properties here. Under format, select euro, and under decimal places select 2, and then go back here and just view, confirm that it has the formatting as euro as well. Next step. Okay, so this is how you create a new field which is calculated at runtime. So the field has the field set as currency, and has a page orientation of portrait. Okay, so this is going to be done there. So the next thing we just need to show is that only yes and year is later than 2009. Okay, so go back here, go back to design view, and criteria is that completed is supposed to be yes, and also year is supposed to be greater than let me just verify greater than 2009. Okay, 2009, that's the year. Okay, so let's run it again, and we'll see that we have from 2010 to 2013, and it's yes here. Okay, then it is sorted into ascending order of year and then country. Now it's very important here that when you do the sorting, actually you start with the opposite. You end with which one you want to be sorted first, and then the other one. In other words, if you start sorting, let's say from smallest to largest here, 2010, you'll see that to be arranged, and then if you sort it here from, let's say, A to Z, you'll see that the values here change also for 2012. Okay, but we want 2010 to be the first one to be there because it's the smallest there. So you first of all sort the country and then sort this other one. So just click there and you have that. So that should be fine. Okay, you'll notice that there is an up arrow pointing there, and there's also an up arrow pointing there. So this one is sorted first, like this one. In other words, this one is given priority, and then this one is given second priority. Okay, so this is done. It shows only the field. Okay, that is done as well. Calculates the total value of commission and place this below the commission. Okay, this is supposed to be done in the report. Okay, and for this total value formatted currency in euros, this has also been done in the report, I mean in the query, so we don't need to do that in the report. Includes a label to the left of the calculated value. Okay, and okay, so we are done with the query. I think the next thing we just need to do is to create a report based on these queries. So come here on create and then report wizard, and then select the query. So there may be multiple queries, but you need to select the query that correspond to the one that you've been working on. So this is my query, and I'm gonna put all these fields are the ones that I need, so I'm just gonna select them as they are, and then go to next, and then next again, and there is no sorting to do. Just next, and then this is supposed to be I think portrait. Okay, let me just verify. Yeah, orientation is supposed to be portrait, so leave it on portrait, and then leave it tabular, and then also this one leave it so that all the fields can fit on a single page. That's very important as well. Go to next, and then the title that you want to give the report. So we've been told that the title of the report is supposed to be, the report includes report title project 2010. Okay, so I'll copy this, and then I'll come back here and paste my title there. Okay, and click on modify the report and click on finish. Okay, so this is the report that I have. So the only thing that is remaining that I've not done is actually put my name there. Okay, your name, center number, and candidate number on the right at the top of the report. Okay, so you come back here at the top of the report, you go, it means the report header. So on the right, so I'm gonna put my details on the right at the top of the report. So I'm gonna type Chikasa Evans, center number ZM5556, and candidate number I'll put a 0001. Okay, so that can be done. Okay, so let me just resize it. Okay, that should be fine. The next thing that I just need to verify is that the headings are actually you notice that the headings, they are not visible. Some, we have some hashtags and in too much space in between some text, some fields. So I'll go back to design and have some fields resized. Okay, so let's have these resized. I'll just okay, just resize them as they are, and I'm gonna drag this one and this one this side. I'm hoping that I've not resized them too much. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this country this side as well, and drag this one as well this side, and drag year this side, and I'm gonna enlarge the year a little bit so that it's visible. Let me just verify if the year is visible. Yeah, the year is visible, but there's so much space between process and year and country and process, so I'm gonna resize country. It's too big. Just resize it there, and then move this one, these two, and then also resize this one. The resizing, guys, is very important. You need to resize your fields so that they are visible enough. Okay, so that should be fine. Now I only need to move this one and this one, and move it there. Okay, that should be fine. And then this one and this one, just enlarge them as well and move there. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Report. Okay, perfect. Okay, so all the field names are visible. Okay, all the field names are visible, so I'm just gonna just enlarge a little bit. No, I was trying to create some more space, but I don't think this is necessary. Let's save on time. Okay, so the other thing that should be in the footer, well, in the footer we don't need the date and time unless we were asked to do that, so I'll remove these. We don't need these. Okay, right, so let me see how much work we've done. So contains, we've done this one, we've set this, we've done this one, we've done this one as well, we've done year and then country, then we've done this one, and then we've done this one. Okay, no, we've done this. This is the only one that should no, we've not done this one. Okay, so we need to put up a calculate the total value of the commission and place this value below commission column. Okay, so in order to do that, I'll go back here. Now I'll use the page footer because just at the end of the report, rather a report footer, just at the end of the report, the values for the report, I mean, are put there just at the end of the report. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm gonna put up some data here, which will be aligned just under report. Okay, I'm gonna put under source. I'm going to say we want to find the total for the commission values. So I'm going to say equal to sum, and then open bracket and square bracket. Inside the square bracket refers to I want to call for um, a field. Okay, commission. Okay, double S, square bracket, close. Okay, now notice that commission for this one is one single S, so I need to put um, double arrow. I don't know how I left this one, because this is coming from the query. Pardon me, guys. This is coming from the query that we created. Notice that commission, I typed it as a single S. Pardon me on this one, guys. Commission is supposed to be actually double S. So I don't know whether if I change commission on this one, whether it will have effect on the other one. Let me just try to save. I don't know if it is going to have effect on this other one, how it is spelled, because I already imported this based on that one there. So wow, guys, pardon me on this one. I really did intentionally mean to, because this one is based on this one, so I'll put just a single S here for the sake of this video. But you kindly just put both letter S there, double S, because spelling also matters. Sorry I got it wrong here, but the spelling matters. But just for the sake of this video, I'll put a single S so that the calculation can work out. Okay, so the text that needs to be there is actually the text that you got from supposed to be calculate the total value, whatever, and place the value below the commission, and then includes a label to the left of the calculated value, which is this same one. So I'll pick up this and copy it. So a label to the left is actually this one here, and I'll paste my work there. So I just need to resize this, so I'm gonna drag this side. Okay, and then drag this to the right. Oh, it keeps on moving at the same time. Okay, I want the label to be fully visible. Okay, that should be fine. Let me see. Okay, so you see, notice automatically it tells me that the commission value is a single letter. Okay, so let me just go back here and put a single let me put double R since I changed double S rather, since I changed there in the report. Okay, alright, it has picked it up. Okay, so pardon me guys on this one. Honestly, it was not intentional, but I missed a single S here, and that kind of affected the overall result calculation. Once you miss any letter or misspell wrongly the information here, and if you come back here in your report, and if this doesn't match what is that side, then what is on the query, then it won't work out. So then now I can afford to put double S there, and there is double S, and there's double S. So please guys, it's very important that you counter check that you spelled your words correctly, otherwise you're going to run into problems like I almost found myself in. So we have the commission values that have been calculated. We have the field names that are visible. We have the date on top. The next thing we just need to verify is that at the end of the report, which is just the bottom of the report, we actually have the value that has been calculated. So commission end is not fully visible, so we need to drag this side and then resize this side as well. So, and then we need to format this to euro and then to 2 decimal places, and that should be it for this one. So I'm almost done, guys, with this section, and I just need to go back here and resize this one, um, resize it, just do that, yeah, and just do that. So commission ends from project is visible, and this one also. I need to go back under format and select euro as a currency, and under decimal places I need to go to 2 decimal places. So let's have a view of how this one, what this one looks like. Okay, so we have commission earned from projects, and then this is the total values of the sum of the commissions. Okay, so um, let's just verify that we've done all the steps we've done with this one. We did it in the query. We done set fields to set a currency. The page is already in orientation. It's portrait rather, and then we show only the records where complete is yes and the year is later than 2009. We're done with this one. Sorted in ascending order of year and then country. We're done with this one. And then shows only field codes. We've done this one. Calculate the total value of commission and place this value below commission. We've done this one as well. Commission has this total value formatted as currency. We just did that one. I think that was the last thing that we were doing. Includes the label to the left of the calculated value and end from projects. We just did this one. So one I was resizing actually, and then includes the report title project 6 2010. We've done this one, and has your name, candidate number, and candidate center number rather on the top right corner of the report. We've just done this one. So we need to just to save the report and print this report. Okay, and that should mark the end of this section on data manipulation. um, so in the next video, guys, I will be looking at the section from presentation. I hope this has been informative for you. Please, if you do have any question or clarification, please, I'll be very glad to answer. Just comment it out in the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Every time I put up a new video, you get a notification I've put up a video. I'm not just doing these video tutorials for ICT. I'll also be doing video tutorials for you guys who do computer IGCSE computer science, and also for A level, also computer science A level. I'll put up videos as well. But if anything, guys, just feel free to comment. And I'm sorry that the video has taken a little bit longer than expected, but I hope this has been informative for you. This is Evan saying sign up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.